Hello, this is Dr. Kamani, licensed clinical psychologist, and you are here for I Am Unprofessional. This is for Black women in toxic jobs. So I say it in that way because what I'm about to talk about is ridiculous. And so this is some of the crazy making that happens at toxic jobs sometimes, where people might say that you're unprofessional, but they are in fact the people who are unprofessional. So they're projecting that onto you. And I've talked a lot about projected incompetence. You might experience that as well. But I wanted to talk about this because Marissa Price did another outstanding video. So if you don't already subscribe to Marissa Price's YouTube channel, please do so. So she did a video and it was called I'm Okay with Being Unprofessional. And Marissa is a really cool person. But this person that she was working with was saying that she was unprofessional because she spoke up about something and refused to be complicit about something that was not okay. So this may be your experience too. So I just wanted to again talk about this because when I was listening to it, I was getting angry. And you might experience this too in the sense that certain things might happen to you in a toxic job. It may bother you to some extent on different levels. And then when you hear about another Black woman that you know who has been harmed in a toxic workplace, has been mislabeled in a toxic workplace, that can make you even more angry. And for me, that happens to me. So when I heard that, when I was listening to that video from Marissa Price, I was getting angry that someone would mislabel her like that. And then I listened to another video, and this one was Marissa Price and AleciaRenece, the artist, and they were talking about self-preservation is your birthright, love, Black women in conversation with Marissa Price and AleciaRenece, the artist. So again, I'll put these videos in the description section. Please check these videos out. And the reason that I wanted to specifically have this title, because as Black women, as we are in the workplace, we work really, really, really hard to not only get the jobs, perform the jobs well, but we are very concerned about our image because of the stereotype about the angry Black woman and all these other things. So, as we are in the workplace, many of us are self assessing to see how we're presenting. Are we doing a good job? Double, triple checking our work, making sure everything is good because we know that people are looking to criticize us. So we work even harder to really do well in the workplace, to be very mindful of how we interact with other people, to be super professional. So that has not been my experience in terms of Black women I've worked with, other Black women I know, Black women I see in the workplace. I don't see them generally as being unprofessional. I see other people being unprofessional and labeling them as unprofessional. So I'm going to give you an example of an experience I had at my previous toxic job that I've resigned from. And then I'm going to walk you through an exercise to help you if you are in a situation where somebody is saying you are unprofessional. So I'm going to go through an exercise with you or suggest an exercise for you that you might want to follow up on if you have someone has said this to you. So in the situation that I was in, there was the workplace bully who was extremely unprofessional. So, in terms of, you know, making positions for her friends, promoting her friends, I think that's unprofessional. Dressing in a way that was very unprofessional in terms of very suggestive. But anyway, I'm in a meeting with her and her friend who she constantly will look out for. So the woman, the workplace bully, was saying saying negative things about two Black women who are my elders, and she was talking about how they carry themselves in meetings, and she and the other her friend were talking about how unprofessional these two Black women were. And they wanted me to come in and to what did they say? I can't remember what they said. It was so ridiculous. um like add some professionalism or some ridiculous something that was really ridiculous, okay? And I'm looking at them and I'm in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you two are so unprofessional. And then you have the nerve to talk about someone else. So I just wanted to just say that because it was ridiculous. And when you are in a toxic job, there you might be racking up ridiculous experiences. Like that was ridiculous. And it's like one on top of the other. So I want to invite you to do this exercise if you are in a situation where you're in a toxic job and someone has said that you are unprofessional. Because more than likely, if you are in that workplace and you have gotten a so called good job, you have worked really hard to get there. And it's no way that you could have gotten that job or kept that job if you were so called unprofessional. You know that. They would have tried to get you out of there so fast, by saying you're unprofessional. So that's another layer. Like, really, if I'm unprofessional, why have I been here so long? Why am I doing so well at this job in terms of the work duties? So anyway, this is the exercise. So again, as you are listening to me talk, you might want to pause the video in different sections so that you can actually self-reflect, or you might want to just watch the video over, once you hear the whole thing. So again, my videos are to encourage and to support self-reflection for Black women in toxic jobs. I am not here to convince anyone to leave a toxic job because you make the decision that is best for you. Only you know what's best for you and your family. So I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. However, I do know of the significant harm that a toxic job can have on you physically and psychologically and spiritually. And I know this because I'm a toxic job survivor and I've worked with so many Black women, who've had toxic work experiences in terms of my therapy clients, coaching clients, family, friends, people I've met through YouTube, so many Black women. So this is the exercise. One, I invite you to self assess. So look at what happened in the situation. Why was this person saying you were unprofessional? So self assess. So look and evaluate what were you doing in that situation in terms of them then saying you were unprofessional? So one, self-assess. Two, reality test. Reality test with someone that you trust, that knows you, knows your work ethic, know how you operate. Reality test with them about what happened, and tell them what you did or how you responded or how you presented, and ask them about their opinion about if you were unprofessional, right? So you have the self assessment in terms of self reflection, but you also need to ask someone else so you can reality test. Because when you don't reality test, what can happen is people in the workplace start gaslighting you, and then they get in your head and you start gaslighting yourself. So please reality test with someone you trust. Now, I have different perspectives about that. So you may choose to reality test with someone that you trust at the job. I just say be cautious of that because I've heard of so many times where people that you thought you could trust in the workplace end up betraying you. So be mindful of that. So maybe reality test with them, but maybe don't vent with them because we don't know where the information is going. Or you might want to reality test with other people outside of the job. So again, self-assess, reality test. The next thing is check the source. So who is telling you that you are unprofessional? Check the source. Who is the source? Are they a credible source? Are they unprofessional? If they are unprofessional, it's really hard to um, really value what they're saying if they themselves are unprofessional. And not only for one time, like they are chronically unprofessional. So I know with that workplace bully, chronically unprofessional. Okay. So again, she's calling other people unprofessional, but is known as being unprofessional throughout the district, but whatever. Okay. So that's another thing. Check the data. Who is saying this? Are they credible? Number four, what data, so what information, what experiences in the workplace supports this so-called allegation that you are being unprofessional? Okay. Is there anything in the workplace that confirms that you are unprofessional? Okay, so check the data. And is there any data that challenges that allegation that you are unprofessional? Okay, so check the data. So you gotta look at what's around you, what's confirming or what is challenging that allegation. The next thing is please do not take the bait. So the bait is when people say things about you, and the challenging thing about when people say you're unprofessional, what it also goes along with that many times are character assassinations. So people are talking bad about you, they are trashing your name, they are really trying to smear your professional reputation. And that's hard. That's really hard. It's very painful. It's very hard. You want to go in defense mode to protect yourself. But I just want to say, be mindful of that because many times that's a bait. That's a bait where they're trying to provoke you to go in defense mode and to distract you from what is happening. So they may try to say these things about you. You go in defense mode. When you go in defense mode, then you start going down rabbit holes. Rabbit holes are things that are not directly related to what's happening. So the bigger picture over here is that they're trying to undermine you. They're trying to attack you, okay? But now you're going down this rabbit hole that somebody so-called said that you are unprofessional, and the rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and it goes to nowhere. It literally goes to nowhere. So it's to distract you from what's happening. So you're trying to get clarity from people. You're trying to defend yourself. You're trying to present an image so to counter that negative portrayal of you. All the time you are ignoring other signs that people are trying to undermine you in the workplace. Okay, so again, this is a brief exercise that I invite you to do if you have been told in the workplace that you are unprofessional. Okay, so remember, self-assess is always important. We always need to be accountable to ourselves and check ourselves if need be. Okay, if we did something unprofessional, let's own up to it and let's change it. Okay. I'm just saying the vast majority of times that I've heard of things, it is not that. Okay. So self assess, reality test with someone you trust, just so you're like, okay, did this really happen based upon what you heard? Did that was I being unprofessional? The third thing is check the source. Who is saying this about you? Are they unprofessional? If they are unprofessional, I really I don't know. I don't know if they're credible. I don't know if they're a credible source. Okay. Four, look to see the data that four and five, look to see the data that either supports that allegation that you are unprofessional or that discounts it, right? Or discredits that. So again, check the data. The last thing is be mindful. Check yourself that you don't take the bait and you start going down rabbit holes because it will distract you from the bigger picture. The bigger picture is recognizing what's happening, recognizing the impact it's having on you, and sitting with yourself and really saying, okay, is this harming me? And if this is harming me, what do I need to do about it? Do I need to go into therapy? Do I need to take a leave of absence? Do I need to start coming up with an exit plan? Do I need to start saving my money because I want to exit out of here and I need to make sure that I have enough money as I pivot out and find another job. Whatever that might be, I just encourage you, please do not go down rabbit holes. Let's focus on what you need to do for yourself in terms of your own self-preservation when you're in a situation where somebody says that you are unprofessional. Okay. So just take a moment to do this exercise. Also, if you know of another Black woman, please share this video with her. She might be in a similar situation where somebody has said that to her. And it's so interesting that when I hear other people talk about it, they will tell me about situations in which they have had that encounter and they've witnessed another Black woman in the workplace who they portray as super professional in the workplace, but somebody has said that she is unprofessional. And when we think about somebody calling you unprofessional, it's like somebody calling you out of your name. It's like, what? Like, how dare what? What are you talking about? Because you know you work so hard to be professional, to be there, to have that job. So it's kind of like it's a really like an attack on your character when people say that about you. So that is a reason why it hurts so much, and that's a reason why when that happens, you may kind of go into this mode of trying to protect yourself. But when you think about that, think about, is the system there to be open and receptive and change and check the person who has said this, or like what's going on in the environment. So do a temperature check of the environment, of the work environment, and see if this is a toxic environment or not. And then you decide what you want to do. You take your power back and you decide what you want to do. You know what you are, right? You know how you present yourself. And hopefully you have people around you whom you trust, who can honestly tell you if there might be times that you are unprofessional or not. Okay. So lean in and check in with those people as well. Okay. So I'm signing off. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Lifting as we climb, consulting, wellness services. As I mentioned before, please share this video with other Black women. Share whatever you can to support other Black women because, again, as I said before, when you see another Black woman going through this, like I talked about Marissa Price, when I heard about her, when I watched her video, it made me angry. You might get angry too when you see this happening to other Black women, if you see it and or hear about it. So help her out too. Share the resources that I have in the description section. Also share this video with her and subscribe to this channel. Okay. So I'm signing off and I will talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.